I've been very hesitant on reviewing this anime, since to me it seems like everyone loves it, and I'm actually one of the very few that didn't really buy into all the hype. Usually hardcore otaku grow attached to an anime and end up believing nothing is wrong with it, sometimes attacking people that have something negative to say, but that's the thing about me. I don't believe anime to be flawless, and like film, can be viewed critically. I won't lie about my opinion, and that's something important I want people to understand. This is only my opinion. Now before I start with my criticism, I want everyone to know that I have not watched the previous Devilman series or read the manga, so I'll be talking about the Netflix series on its own. Oh yeah, and one more thing, I don't want to talk spoilers, but I do recommend to watch the anime before watching this video, since I might end up not being able to conceal some plot points. Unless you don't care, then go ahead and watch. Okay, let's start. Well, Devilman Crybaby wasn't bad, it just disappointed me. What disappointed me was the lack of creativity with their animation potential, and instead doing some lazier expositional techniques like simply talking it all out in a boring car ride, or talking it all out in a living room, or talking it all out in another person's living room. I know sometimes exposition has to be done in casual ways, but they could have taken advantage of the unique look the anime had and done it much more beautifully and visual, given that I actually like their shape-lacking art style. Especially with their amazing intro that seemed to have no visual boundaries and constantly changed figures and shape, it disappointed me to see that the anime did the opposite and stayed rather bland. Another thing I didn't like was the antagonist character. His voice performance didn't sell it to me, and I rarely complain about Japanese voice acting. His character didn't convince me for this moment at the end where it was clearly supposed to be something huge, emotional, and cry-worthy. There was just not enough depth for me to buy it all. And then the end, which I understood as metaphors and emotional messages, didn't really impact me, again, because that certain character didn't have me sold. On top of that, the best parts of every episode are the cliffhangers in the end of each one. It doesn't really pick up until halfway into the anime. One thing I do give it amazing credit for is their intro and their score. The music was brilliant and was part of the reason for me to continue watching. Another thing I actually liked about it was how cruel it was. Except for a few moments where it was clearly just there to have that shock factor, there were some parts with side characters and even minor ones that got me emotionally, more so than the main antagonist character that was supposed to have their big moment in the end. I won't lie, the anime overall is interesting. I ended up watching it all in 2 nights, but it is disappointing, especially when I did understand the things they were going for, though it lacked the depth it needed to make me truly invested. Maybe this is because I haven't watched the older anime or read the manga, but that would just mark it as another flaw for this series, since it was probably too busy referencing its other material instead of concentrating on its own. But then again, I don't know since I haven't seen the other stuff. I'm just not the kind of otaku that thinks anime can do no wrong. I see a lot of flaws in a lot of anime and look at it critically. Story, characters, animation, music, and especially emotion have to be able to reach me for me to consider it good. It's okay if you enjoyed the anime, but I really wanted to give out my own opinion, especially since everyone seemed to love it, and I guess I want to see if anyone agrees with me. Also, please don't hate me, it's just my opinion. By the way, if there were important things about this series that was left out in another Devilman thing, do tell me in the comments below. I would like to know if there really were missing pieces to the anime, since to me it did feel like it was lacking. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this review. See you guys next time.